Hey guys, I'm going to start doing this reviews on a bunch of beta products. So today I'm going to go over some reviews for some beta foods that I have. So the first one is Aqueon, I can never pronounce that. Aqueon pelleted beta food. It says all ingredients are natural. It's supposed to improve colors, be very good for betas. Added vitamins. Basically, for new beginner beta owners, this is the go-to fish food because, you know, it's bright, it's colorful. It usually comes with a bunch of beta kits, so this is usually the first beta food for everyone. The reason I don't like it, well, first of all, my beta died from this. I gave him 2 every day, but I didn't pre-soak them. So he died of SBD, which is swim bladder disorder. It is basically when your beta eats too much dry food, and it just gets clogged in their stomach and intestines, and it puts pressure on the swim bladder, causing it to expand. And obviously, this isn't good. The swim bladder is what makes fish basically. It controls their buoyancy, which means that like swimming up, the ability to swim up and down, because water has different pressure than air. Yeah, so one of my beta fish got SPD from this. I'll show you what they look like. They're not too big. But if you were to feed them to your betas, and still after this review, if you still want to feed this to your betas, I highly recommend soaking this in some of your betas' tank water before feeding it to your betas. Now what this will do is it'll soften the pellets, which makes it easier for it to go through your beta's digestive tract, but it takes like 2 minutes for it to soak up. So I just like to use flakes, and that's really good to help prevent it. So yeah, that's about the size of the pellets, and only 2 pellets per day. Any more than that can hurt your beta. You can do like 2 pellets in the morning, 1 pellet at night, that'd be okay. But just make sure to separate them and don't feed any more than 4 in one day. But you have to pre-soak them. I mean, if you don't pre-soak them, that's a huge risk. Next thing I'm going to look at is the ingredients. So the ingredients in these are very bad. First thing is whole fish meal. Basically what that is just a bunch of fish thrown into a grinder, and that's what it is. It's not really like the skin, it's just like the bones, everything, which, you know, it's not great. Definitely not human grade. But the second ingredient is what really ticks me off. Whole wheat flour. Now, in the wild, betas would not eat wheat flour. They are carnivores. They aren't omnivores. They aren't vegetarian or herbivores. They are carnivores. So they need a lot of protein. So this protein, the minimum protein is 38%, which is good. I think the minimum protein for betas is 40%, but still, it should be more. So yeah, I don't really like the ingredients. A lot of corn and yeast is okay, but good vitamins, but still, I really don't like this. I like to use flakes because, it helps, prevent SPD. But even for a pelleted food, I don't like this at all. So I do not recommend this. I'm going to give it 2 stars, 2 out of 5 stars. Just because it's got, actually maybe 1 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I'm going to give it 1 out of 5 stars because the only thing I like about it is it's a small pellet and that it has a lot of fish, but it has a lot of carbohydrates as well. So that's why I'm not giving it any more than 1 star. I do not recommend this at all, feeding it for your betas. And the only way you would feed it to your betas is by soaking it. I wouldn't do it any other way. So let's move on to another beta food. Okay, so this is the second food I'm going to be reviewing. This is my favorite food, and I feed this to my betas every day, except for their fasting day and their live food day. I mean, not live food, frozen food day. So this has a lot more protein. Well, 6%. But this is the minimum protein. That's pretty good. 43%. It's also got a lot of fat, which is good. Or not a lot, but it's got a decent amount. Fiber is also really good for your betas because it helps move everything through. Ooh, that's really focused. Okay, first ingredient's whole salmon. Very good. Salmon's a good fish. Then black cod, also very good. Seafood mix, awesome. And then whole wheat flour and all those ingredients. So obviously they wouldn't have that in the wild, but they kind of need it to make a balanced flake. So this is pretty good. I mean, that's the fourth ingredient? Yeah. So that is pretty good. And then fresh kelp and all those good vitamins. So, yeah, great food. I highly recommend this. Yeah, it doesn't cloud the water. Has a bunch of variety of fresh seafood. Yeah, less starch, which is what I do not like. Which the editor, the Aqueon has a lot of starch and carbohydrates, which I don't like for betas. But this is great. They also have a pelleted formula if you want pellets. I don't know how big the pellets are though. Just remember to soak them. So I can't really give you an estimate of how many you should feed them. I'm still guessing 2. But I have the flakes, and I can show you how much I have left. Stuff lasts for a while, but I gave like half of it to my friend. And so yeah, I only have a little bit left. Not a little bit. So I try to... I don't think they only have the pelleted at PetSmart, but you can find this at Petco for sure. And I just feed them like that much. And I crumple it up a little bit more. And I put it on their tank and they attack it. It's got a really, really fishy aroma, which is pretty good for fish food because you want it to have that fresh seafood smell. I actually like the smell. I'm kind of weird. But I do like the smell. It smells fresh. It smells like fish food. That's what it should smell like. So yeah, highly recommend this food. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, it's pretty good for a beta food. Like, the best of the best, I would say. Also, another good one is New Life Spectrum. This is not the beta formula. This is the regular formula. I used it for Bella when she had internal parasites when I first got her. And the reason I got it is because it has garlic. But the beta formula has a lot of protein. And a pretty good sized pellet. I mean, I think it comes in a bunch of sizes. These are 1 millimeter. And I soaked them before I gave them to her. And I gave her 3. Beta formula is probably the same thing. But yeah, I've heard a lot of good reviews about the New Life Spectrum beta formula. So you can try that too. I haven't really tried it. But I have the regular formula. And that worked great for internal parasites. But this is definitely, I love it. So I'm just going to conclude this video with just be careful when buying beta food. Be very conscious about the ingredients, the pellet size, how much protein it has. And I highly recommend flakes, but if you want to use pellets, it's fine. Just for precautions, just soak it in the tank water for 2 to 5 minutes before feeding it to your beta. And you can just scoop the pellet up with the spoon or something and feed it to your beta off the spoon. And it takes a little bit more time, I just choose to throw in some flakes and have them attack it and not have to worry about it. But really, it's your choice. You also can feed them dry. A lot of people have had success with that, but I just haven't, so I've always been cautious about it. So it's your choice, but make sure it has good protein, and happy beta keeping.